Hi, and welcome to this SmileFast video where we're going to talk to you about how SmileFast began, how it works, and how to implement it into your practice. So first, I'm going to introduce you to the creators of SmileFast. You have Dr. Tom Seeley on the left and Dr. Midi Ojo on the right. Both of these are cosmetic dentists who do smile makeovers on a regular basis. They treat a lot of patients with composite veneers. However, it was becoming too costly and time consuming for them and their patients. So they started working together, throwing around some ideas, and came up with an alternative solution, which then became SmileFast. I'm just going to play you a short video of Dr. Midi talking about SmileFast.
Hi, my name is Dr. Midi Ojo. I'm the co-founder of SmileFast. So SmileFast is a bit of a journey. It started off when I set up my own practice and I had a really good workflow and I was able to treat lots of patients and make their teeth look better with composite bonding. But the problem is this kind of treatment ends up taking about 4 or 5 hours each time. And actually, none of my patients wanted to sit in the chair for 4 or 5 hours. And also, halfway through these procedures, you end up getting quite stressed, quite tired. And after doing it for such a long time, I decided there's got to be another way. So I met my good friend Thomas Seeley on a dental course, and the two of us together decided that actually, if we can streamline the process, make more predictable smiles, and actually improve the quality at the same time, that would be something that would help us. And if we could do it, then hopefully our patients would feel the same. So it started off literally just Tom and myself just doing it on our own patients, and the results we got back were outstanding. And we all started to realize that by using the latest technology and digital dentistry, we're able to reproduce beautiful smiles and actually get more consistent results. So now, those cases that used to take me 4 or 5 hours, I can do them in about 2 hours. But not only that, the results are better, and most importantly, the stress levels are much reduced for me and also for my patients. SmileFast opens up a whole new range of treatment options for the normal patient. And it's not just for the rich and famous, it's accessible to everyone. And one of the big advantages is it's actually minimally invasive. So you've probably heard of the turkey teeth, where people shave your teeth down to a peg. It's not something I would advocate. What you really want is something that's ethical, predictable and minimally invasive, and that's where SmileFast really comes in. You can use the latest technology to make your teeth look better, but also preserve the long-term health of your teeth. It allows you to change teeth that are wonky or misshaped or too small, or if you've got gaps in your teeth, we can actually make them look real. And if you're a big guy and you want wider teeth, we can do that. If you're a lady and you feel your teeth are the wrong shape, we can do that. So for any patient, there really should be a solution that SmileFast can offer.
Now, at the moment, there is a huge demand for smile makeovers in general. About 1 in 2 patients aren't happy with their smile, and that can be from just wanting whiter teeth or that they want a complete transformation. A large number of dentists aren't very confident enough to deliver these enhancements to their patients, and a lot of barriers are perceived, for example, too expensive for the patient and dentist, is classed as a high-skill procedure, there might be high risk, or it's majorly destructive to the teeth. So this is where SmileFast come into play. We're trying to break down some of those barriers. Now, there are typically 3 main ways you would give a smile makeover. You've got orthodontics, composites, and ceramics, or a combination of all 3. Now, the way SmileFast works is you have 3 main steps. You have the design stage, the refine stage, and the final fit stage. Now, we're going to be focusing mainly on direct today. So I'm just going to talk you through the patient journey with SmileFast, and I'm going to explain this as if you have a treatment coordinator in your dental office or somebody that can go through the journey with the patient. Now, the ideal patient journey will start off with a consultation with the TCO. You would introduce yourself and you would ask the patient what their main concerns are about their current smile and whether they're having any problems or if they've had any past treatments done. You would then gauge their expectations on what their dream smile is going to be wanting to look like. Some people might want a more natural, some people might want more Hollywood. You would then explain the journey of SmileFast, how it works, and the patient journey, and then you would discuss maybe some starting prices, but you wouldn't give them an exact treatment plan price until they've seen the dentist, because they might require some treatment before going ahead with SmileFast, just like general treatment, maybe some fillings, or just a simple hygienist appointment. You also have a smile evaluation form that you can give to your patient. It kind of lets them rate their smile, so you can then use it as a conversation starter in your consultation. Next, you would take the patient through to see the SmileFast dentist, and ideally the TCO will stay in the room so that you can observe and listen in on what the dentist is saying to the patient. Some patients aren't very confident with asking questions in surgery, so they'll come out and ask you after. So it is good to be present and take notes. The dentist will determine the eligibility of the patient for SmileFast in this appointment, and they might even plan a treatment plan if there's no additional treatment required. There is possibility of general dentistry needing doing first, or even orthodontics to straighten the teeth to get them in that perfect position for SmileFast. But either way, the dentist will be able to tell whether or not they can go ahead with SmileFast. There is a clinical assessment form in the OneDrive that you're going to be able to have access to, which is going to help the dentist fill out everything they need to know on the clinical assessment on the consultation stage. So the next stage of the consultation will be taking a digital scan or impressions. If you have a scanner on site, then great, you can just send it straight directly to us. If you need to take impressions, then they will have to be putty impressions, as we don't accept alginate impressions. You will also need to take some clinical photos of your patient. It's extremely important that these are of high quality. For example, they can't be slanted, it needs to be decent lighting, and you need to be using a DSLR camera, which a lot of practices have them on site, or you might have a dentist that has their own that you can use. Now that you have everything you need from the patient, you will need to log on to the SmileFast portal and create a profile for that patient and submit their case. Once you have submitted the patient's case to SmileFast, it will be assessed by the SmileFast mentors. We use a traffic light system for case selection, which means if it's red, it's been rejected. If it's amber, it means okay, proceed, but with caution. And if it's green, it means they are good to go ahead with treatments. Some of the reasons that they might be rejected are bite issues, perio problems, severe crowding, and poor oral hygiene. Let's say, for example, our patient has been given the green light to go ahead to the next stage. This will bring us to the design stage. The design stage is usually $99, and you would typically charge the patient between $100 and $150. It takes 5 working days for the smile design to be made, and you can then show your patient exactly what their proposed smile will look like. You can then send it to the patient as well after the appointment, and they can show their family members and friends, and they can get really excited for the rest of their journey. So here's an example of a patient's smile design. As you can see, the photo does need to be of high quality in order to get back a high quality design. The best part is the patient gets to take these photos with them, you can share them with them, and they get to show their friends and family members, and it really does get your patient excited to start their journey. So the patient has viewed their smile design and they are now ready to go on to the next stage. It brings us to the refine stage. At the refine stage, the dentist will receive a 3D mock-up on ExoCAD that they will need to approve on the SmileFast portal. Once they've approved, the trial smile stent is made and sent out to you. The lab fee at this stage is $200 to $260, and you would typically charge the patient between $250 and $500. The patient will get the opportunity to test drive their new smile in their mouth without having to commit to any prep work. The dentist would use a temporary material in the closest shade to the patient's desired smile, and this will give the most realistic trial smile results. The refine stage is to check the bite, shape and length of the teeth, as well as checking the patient's speech. And you also need to just make sure that the patient is overall happy with their new proposed smile. At the end of this appointment, the temporary material will then be removed from the patient's teeth. It is not bonded on and it will fall apart in the patient's mouth. So in this video that you can see on the screen, they are just filling the putty stent up with some temporary crown and bridge material. Now it is advised to use the closest shade possible to the shade that the patient desires their new smile to be at, just so you can give them the most realistic trial smile. Is loaded and they've popped it in the patient's mouth. They wait for it to set. They then will remove the flash material that's around the stent, and they would then pull off the stent and it would be left with a temporary trial smile. Now I'm just going to show you a video of a lady trialing her trial smile and testing her speech.
Would you like to have a look at your SmileFast preview? Okay. Have a look.
Oh wow.
How they look?
Yeah, really nice.
So the things that we're looking at are the
They
length.
look really natural.
Yeah. So the things that we're looking at first is the length of them,
Mm-hmm.
and you know where you mentioned about the shapes on the side teeth. Is that
Yeah.
sort of corrected it?
Yeah, the canines look less scary.
Yeah.
And the naturals look better as well.
Good. And then the next thing that we're really looking at, we're focusing on, is going to be speech. So if you just look at the camera for me for a second and say 61, 62, 63.
61, 62, 63 here.
And say cheese.
Cheese.
And then for phonetics, if you try and say F.
F.
And smile again. Good. And then bite together. Okay, and open wide, and then bite together.
So this next stage is the direct stage, and it's going to be the final fit appointment. This appointment is approximately a few hours, but once the dentist has gained a bit more confidence, it can be done in as little as an hour or two. So the lab fee for the direct fit will be for 4 teeth, $450, and you would charge the patient starting from $3,000 to $3,500. And for 6 teeth, it would be a lab fee of $600, and you would typically charge the patient between $4,000 to $4,500. Of course, this price will vary depending on how many teeth the patients haven't treated. As you can see in this photo in the bottom left, this is the starter kit. That's going to be available for your dentist to order on our website, www.smilefastusa.com. This photo in the bottom right, that's a picture of the direct fit stent, and the composites you will receive in a little tin, and it will be in the correct shade that you've ordered for the final appointment. So I am just going to show you how the dentist would place the composites on the teeth. Now to start off with, they would place the composite in the heater so that it's nice and warm, ready for application. To start off with, the dentist would isolate the teeth with PTFE, they would do the minimal prep that's required, and they would etch and wash the surfaces. So just like a normal composite fill-in, the dentist would then place the adhesive bond on the teeth. However, you wouldn't set this, okay, so don't use the curing light on this stage. Then the dentist would apply the heated composite into the final stent, and as you can see, the final stent does have some metal separators between the teeth as well. This is going to stop the composite from sticking together, and it's going to create that perfect gap between the teeth. So once the stent has been placed on the teeth, you will then see that the composite is going to come out of these evacuation holes on the stent. This is just to make sure that the perfect amount of composite is on the teeth. You will then cure the composite from a 1 minute minimum on each single surface, and then you will remove the stent. And here's what you would be left with on the teeth, as you can see in the photo. And you will have some flash of composite around the gums, but that will be easily removed. So you would just do the final polishing and refinement, which would just be around the gum edge and in between the teeth. And you would also be left with a result like this. The dentist hasn't had to spend hours creating this natural anatomy of the teeth because the stent has done that for them. And it's just given you that perfect final smile. So once the final fit is complete, you would then get your patient back in for an appointment 2 weeks later. This is a polish and review. If the patient's found any bumpy edges or sharp edges, then you can get rid of. And it's also the perfect opportunity. The gums will be healed properly, so you can take some really good photos and videos for your social media. Obviously, make sure you're getting consent for that. And you just want to overall make sure the patient is happy with their new smile. So now I'm just going to show you some SmileFast cases that have been done previously. So the first one, this patient had acid erosion. This was the one I've just shown you having the composites placed. And as you can see, this was the results that they got from SmileFast. Now this particular patient was really unhappy with the uneven edges of their teeth. They wanted a more straighter edge. So this is the results that they received. And they were really happy with their final smile there. And this next one, this is a mild crowding case, okay? So SmileFast can actually be placed on some mild crowding cases. And the patient was also really unhappy with the cracks that were down the teeth. So there was some more prep done on this teeth just so that the stent could fit over. But this was the results that they received. And as you can tell, it looks absolutely beautiful. And each of those treatments took less than 90 minutes. Now you will get a lot of questions asked by patients and they all tend to be around the same thing. So I'm going to go through the frequently asked questions with you. So the first question is, how long does it last? So we say approximately 7 to 10 years because we can't promise anything in dentistry is permanent, not even an implant. There is certain factors that will decrease the lifespan, for example, diet, smoking and trauma. And there is things that are going to help improve the lifespan of them. For example, wearing a retainer at night is going to help them stop any wear on the teeth, and wearing a sports guard when they're playing sports is going to help as well. So can I eat what I want? Of course, you can't stop the patient from eating what they want. You just have to let them know the risks of things like beetroot, turmeric and red wine are going to stain the teeth. We tell them that anything that stains a white t-shirt is likely to stain the composites. And also telling them to be cautious when eating hard foods such as apples and pizza crust. What happens to my own teeth? So we do let the patient know that there is going to be a minimal amount of preparation. However, we need to let them know that it's not going to be as extreme as filing their teeth down to pegs, like that was mentioned in the previous video about turkey teeth. We actually just explain it as just beveling the edges of the teeth or beveling the surface enamel of the teeth. And what happens if I break or chip my composite? Now you can keep the patient's stent on your practice site so that you can reuse it for repairs, or if the dentist is confident enough to replace a tiny chip, then they can do it freehand. So something we do offer as well for you guys to use is some free consultation tickets. These are really good to put into the other surgeries that maybe don't have a SmileFast dentist. So when patients are coming in for a checkup or their general treatment, if they mention that they want a smile makeover with composite, then you can give them a ticket and they can go to reception and redeem it for a free consultation with the treatment coordinator. This is really good to take on event days, open days, and maybe just to pop on your reception desk. Now I'm just going to talk you through social media. This is going to be massive for your practice and it's going to gain a lot of traction from patients if you're promoting SmileFast on your platforms. So the best time to post on Instagram or Facebook is going to be when people are on their phones the most. So this will be first thing in the morning, this will be lunchtime or in the evenings. Now that doesn't mean you have to spend your own personal time in the evenings posting on social media. There is lots of free apps out there that you can schedule posts. So in the daytime you can schedule when to post and it will do it for you. You can even schedule for the whole week and then you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the week. You just have to manage your private messages. One of these apps, there's one called Only Polt, and that one's really good. It's completely free for you can have a lot of them. You can use the free trial as well if you wanted to test them out. Now, one of the most popular platforms at the moment for things like SmileFast is definitely Instagram because it's a photo video based platform. We have a OneDrive that you guys have free access to, and it's full of social media content and the captions for you to copy and paste, so you don't actually have to spend time creating your own. And we also have some SmileFast cases before and afters that you can post as well, just to give you time to build up your own content of your own patients as well. I'm going to just talk you through the 4 main steps of promoting SmileFast on your platforms. Now, firstly, you want to tell your patients what SmileFast is. You can hear the word SmileFast, but a lot of patients that don't know anything about dentistry are not going to know what exactly it is. So constantly keep them updated on what it is and how it works, the journey, and invite them in for free consultations or event days, open days. Here's some examples of some posts that you can use to tell your patients what SmileFast is and the SmileFast journey. Always make sure you're recycling content as well, because you might have told patients a few months ago what SmileFast is, but you're going to have new followers and people going to your page all the time. So you want to keep reusing the same content or changing it up a bit with the posts, but always make sure you're keeping them up to date with what SmileFast is. So next you want to show your patients what SmileFast is, okay? So you've told them what it is, now you're going to show them. So you can show them before and after pictures, and what's really popular is putting the videos up of the reveals of the trial smiles and seeing the patients' faces and authentic reactions to their brand new smile, and letting your patients know that they can test drive their new smile without actually having to commit to having any treatment done. Here's an example of some before and afters. You can just show them the teeth, or what works really well is showing them the full face and showing them how a new smile can really change the way a person looks. Now 3, you want to invite them, okay? You want to invite your followers and patients to your open days, to your event days, let them know where you're going to be for an event, let them know if you're having any Saturdays open for consultations, and include that there'll be goodie bags, refreshments and discussions with a dentist and a TCO. Let them know that they're going to be getting more out of just speaking to someone on the day. Here's some examples of some invitation posts that you can pop on there. Join the SmileFast family. We are big on being a family at SmileFast, so let your patients know that they're actually joining a family and becoming part of something. 4, you want to continue to educate your patients, okay? But not just through long captions on grid posts. You want to be doing fun, interactive Instagram stories, polls, quizzes, and questions. And you want to keep them intrigued all the time. So show them what's going on in the practice. Show them you're setting up for a new SmileFast patient. Show them that you've had a previous event day. Use previous photos of the last event and show them what they're going to be expecting on the day. And continue to post on a regular basis because consistency is key. I'm going to show you an Instagram story that did really well from this one SmileFast dentist. So firstly, he posted about the trial smile stent, okay? So he's just showing some pictures of what it looks like on his story, and he's tagging us in there. We do try and repost everything that we get tagged in, so make sure you do tag us. Next, he was showing the before pictures, the cast, and then he's showing the isolated teeth. He's also using these interactive bars here. And he's showing the process of etching, placing the composite on, and the final results. Again, he's using another interactive bar there. And he's showing the final results. This was aimed more at dentists than it was patients, but it gained a lot of traction. And here is the final before and after picture. And this was actually his first SmileFast case. So as you can imagine, as that being your first case, you'd be really proud of that. And the patient was really happy too. When it comes to creating a SmileFast event, you want to really think about your target audience. So go into places like a local bridal show or a local gym, shop them out or supermarket, just to kind of speak to potential patients and just get the word out there about SmileFast. Word of mouth is a really big thing, so even just having a conversation with someone in the supermarket might plant the seed for them in the near future. You want to choose a date, book the location, and you want to start posting it on social media the minute you've got it booked, just so you can get people knowing where you're going to be and when. You can also order an open day and event day pack on the eShop, and I'm sure that the My Dentist marketing portal will have some open day stuff as well. Make sure you make up goodie bags and leaflet packs, and make sure you have everything ready and you're prepared. So roller banners, tablecloth, goodie bags, freebies, maybe take an iPad with you to show some before and after cases on your stand. And again, make sure you are promoting and inviting people to come and see you. Just like the same way you would create a SmileFast event, you can also have an open day at your dental office, and you can attract patients in by offering free SmileFast consultations and giving them things like goodie bags and leaflet packs, just so you can tell your patients what SmileFast is. So here's an example of an open day that this dental office provided for their patients. You've got a balloon arch, they had goodie bags, they had refreshments, and they just promoted free consultations on the day. Now, one of the biggest barriers we found with a lot of cosmetic treatments is when the patient rings up from reception and maybe the receptionist isn't quite knowledgeable on a certain treatment that the dentist provides, or they just don't, maybe they're new, then the sale kind of gets lost and the patient might just ring up another dentist and go somewhere else. So we've created a reception help sheet that is available to print off, and you can pop it behind your reception desk, and it's just basically a guide that your receptionist can follow with some frequently asked questions that patients will ask over the phone, how to redeem the SmileFast tickets, booking appointments and taking payments, and that will be available to you on the OneDrive. We also have a Google Drive that you have access to. There's a QR code on the screen which you can take a photo of and it will take you straight there. In this Google Drive, we have a handbook, social media posts and captions that you can use for your platforms, a photography tutorial, we have in-practice marketing, your reception help sheet, your SmileFast consultation tickets. There's lots of frequently asked question videos on there, and also if your dentist needs help with the portal, we have some portal tutorials. So just to complete this video, if you did want to give us a follow on social media, our Instagram is SmileFast USA Official, and we also have a patient-facing one called SmileFast Family, which you can direct all your patients to the Instagram. And if you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to email us at info@smilefastusa.com. Thank you very much.